We were Glenda, weren't we? Yep, so let's go.
In previous seminars, you've talked about how anger covers fear, which covers grief, and to go through the anger first.
Well, anger, it's more correct to say that anger is the result of an addiction not being met. And why do you have your addictions? Your addictions cover your fears, don't they? Right, so anger is the result of an addiction not getting met, is what I've said to you, right? So, but your addictions are used to cover your fears. Your facade is all about covering your fears. These addictions, emotional, physical and spiritual addictions, when they're satisfied, they get comfort. When you're not satisfied, they get anger. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. I've just embellished it a bit further.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering though, because anger is the emotion that I am most aware of, not saying I'm feeling it, I'm projecting it, but where does that fit into the deconstruction of the facade?
Well, you'll learn that in our next talk.
Okay.
But basically, if we look at the diagram, we can see that, well, that's all because you still want your addictions met. All of your anger is because you still want your addictions met. So you haven't let go of wanting your addictions met. Does that make sense?
I'll have to think about it. Not really. I mean, yes, but yeah.
Yes, but what's the problem with it? You see, every time I say that to people, there's some people who say, where am I at now? And I say, you still want your addictions met, and you've got to give that up. It's a will-based choice to give it up. You're not making that will-based choice. You want instead to have your addiction met. That's why you're getting angry. You want your addiction met. So that's a will-based choice. Wanting your addiction met is a will-based choice. You think you have the right to get your addiction met. That's your will-based choice you're making out of harmony with love. So you're yet to deconstruct your facade because you can't. You're not going to deconstruct your facade or become have an awakening to your sin because you think you're not sinning. You think you deserve to get what you want. Do you follow me? And that's what's causing anger. You're going to have to first feel this anger and feel that it's wrong and out of harmony with love and have an awakening to it before you're going to awaken to your facade. Does that make sense? So you're not going to deal with any of this yet.
Yeah, so I do need to confront my anger and addictions first before getting to the terror.
Yeah, well, your terror is driving it. Okay. This is driving it. All of your facade is driven by the avoidance of pain and the refusal to feel terror. Right, so obviously if you could start working on why are you refusing to feel terror and why are you refusing to feel your pain, it's going to make these addictions disappear a lot more rapidly, isn't it? See, you have a choice before you. This is the majority of you are going to only do one of these two things, and the majority of you are going to do the slowest thing. I can guarantee to you, you're going to do the slowest thing. Because you don't want to do the fast one. Right? What I'm suggesting you do the fast one, but you're going to choose to probably do the slow one, and then you're going to get tired doing it, and then you're going to blame me. Right? But what I'm suggesting is, yes, there is a whole lot of deconstruction process here in the facade, and the majority of you have been working on that because you don't want to do this or this.
So what you're saying, I can go straight to the terror rather than ignoring that?
You can, but you probably won't.
Okay.
Because you need a very strong faith. You need to develop your faith. You need to have a very strong love of truth. You need to have a very strong viewpoint, God's viewpoint of emotion in order to do it. So you need the tools. You need to develop the tools. You can develop the tools and do it, but for the majority of people what happens, and this is exactly what's happened to Mary and exactly what happened to me, is I went firstly through 6 or 7 years of stuff before I got to that point, right? And Mary's gone through 6 or 7 years of stuff before she's got to the point of facing this, right? And the reality is the majority of you will probably do the same, because we need to get to the point where we're even prepared to feel it. And if you're not prepared to feel any emotion, then it's pretty hard to feel terror. You see? So that's why I say, yes, you have the option. Now, when I say I did it, well, it's probably not accurate. I was in a lot of pain, and the very first emotion actually I addressed was this. Yeah. When I was 34. And that had a huge effect on my life immediately, right? But I haven't seen anybody else do that yet. I haven't seen anybody else do it. Even Mary hasn't done it yet. She's doing it now, but, you know, there's been a 7-year lead up to that. It's a decision, a will-based decision that needs to occur, and a surrender. It is a surrender to a very confusing process that you're not going to understand. Now, in my case, I didn't try to understand it. I tried for maybe a month, and I gave up because it was too hard. It was just like, I don't understand why all this terror is in me, and I wake up in dread every day, and every day is driven by dread, and every day I'm terrified, and all these, you know, and I'm starting to now have some memories about terrifying events and so forth, and I've got no idea why any of that's happening. So I gave up trying to find out why, and just decided instead to just feel it rather than find out why. In most of your questioning, have you noticed most of your questions are driven, why is it like this for me? Why is it like that for me? Why is it like this for me? Why is it like that for me? And that tells me you're trying to find out why all the time. And I'm saying, well, no, you don't have to find out why, just feel. Just make the choice to feel. Now, when you make the choice to feel, you can make the choice to feel your terror. You can. But most of you will probably not do it for a while until you've deconstructed some of this and gotten used to a bit of emotion, and also gotten used to the fact that you're totally confused and you don't understand why and all that kind of stuff. And then you might deal with it, right? Does that make sense, Kayla? Yeah?
Yeah, thanks.
So the fact that you're angry is the result of the fact you still want your addictions met and you've not removed them, right? One thing to help you get to here is remove your addictions. All of them. Just cold turkey, all of them. Do you know what I mean? Every time you're angry, it tells you you had an addiction. Every time. So you go, here I am again, write down that one. What did I want? What did I want? Why am I angry now? Oh, I wanted them to do this for me. Okay, I want people to do things for me. Well, why was I angry there? I was angry because that person cut in my line. I felt undervalued, so I'm angry because I'm undervalued. You know, people at work didn't pay me the right amount again, you know, so I have to do it all again with them. And why am I angry about that? Like, why does it keep happening to me? Obviously, attraction event. Why does it keep happening to me? Why am I angry about it? I'm angry about it because, you know, I keep having to use my time on this. I deserve that amount of money and I should have got it, and I keep having to, you know, there's another addiction, so you write down whatever the addictions are, you just write them all down and then cold turkey them. Don't satisfy any of them. And then you know what you'll feel? You'll feel terrible. Yeah. You will. You'll go through a period where you just feel terrible. And then you'll be tempted to deny you feel terrible, and then you'll be tempted to use another addiction like food or something else to feel good about yourself, and then you'll realise you're doing that, so you write that down again as well. There's my go-to if that doesn't work. And eventually you remove a lot of them. You get to the stage where you've removed a lot of them, and now you have an awakening to the sin, and the awakening to the sin will cause you to desire to deal with its cause. And the cause of the sin is because you're refusing to feel terror and you don't want to feel your pain. That's the real cause of your sin. Now you've had an awakening to it, now you might deal with the cause, you see. So for the majority of people, as I've just said to you, the majority of people will have to go through this cycle up here first, deconstructing what's going on up here first before they even feel. Like when I say see, I mean feel every time. You know, like you guys, I draw a diagram on the board and you think you see it. Right? You don't. You're not going to see it until you feel it. And for many of you, you're not going to feel it until you've worked through this facade enough to see the creation of the sin. You've accepted the facade, you've gone through the emotion of accepting it, and then you've also started the process, as we'll go through in our next talk, the process of deconstructing it. You started to do that. And then all of a sudden you start realising, oh, it's really only two things that are my main problem. And once you get to that point at a soul realisation level, Now you might address. Now, for me, that soul realisation level happened very rapidly right at the beginning, right? And that was because I was humble to emotion, because I realised that, no, this is all just emotion and I don't have to understand it. I've just got to feel it and get rid of it. And the only way I'm going to get rid of it is by feeling it. So I just need to feel it. It doesn't matter how it got there. It doesn't matter who put it there. It doesn't matter what I believe about it. It doesn't even matter if what I know about it. I've just got to feel it. Feeling it will release it. And so I chose to release it. But it requires a pretty humble person to do that. And as I've said to many of you, you've not learnt humility yet. So you're going to have to go through the process that you need to discover your own humility, which is awakening to the facade, isn't it? Accepting the facade is humble, isn't it? It's like this is how it is. This is where I'm at. This is what I do. And once you are humble enough to do that, then you've got the ability to deconstruct the facade. So when we go through the deconstruction of the facade process, which is really the question you've asked about, Glenda, you might help understand a bit more
about
what's going on. Yeah. If we go to Diane on this side.